Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Hilary De Freitas, Marketing Mom, and I am here with my special guest, Chef Katrina, and I'm not going to butcher your last name. And today I've asked Katrina to join me for us to have a discussion on product creation because she has, in this industry, created her own product. So, Katrina, if you want to just give us a quick background, you've been a chef for I don't know how many years, and when did you come into this industry?
So yeah, great question. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me on. I'm looking forward to kind of talking about this topic because I don't think a lot of people do talk about this product creation process. So this is going to be fun. Got involved in the network marketing industry probably about 7 years ago. And during that time, I was still a chef. I was a chef for about 12 years. Recently retired about almost 2 years ago now. Left it altogether. And because I left it, I needed a way to replace my income. Now, network marketing was still new to me. Like, I still struggled with the follow-up, the calling people. There was a lot of things I struggled with. But I had learned a lot about online marketing, and the one thing that I kept getting told about was like this thing called blogging, which I really had no idea what it was. But I also probably figured that if I didn't know how to do it, there were probably a lot more people like me that were in the network marketing industry or internet marketing industry that wanted to learn. And I started getting my hands on courses and trainings. And being a chef, I have a very short attention span. I mean, probably pretty short as most people. But I wanted things to move along faster, and I wanted to be able to reference information faster. So sitting through an hour-long training, watching somebody go here and then here, and it just for me was frustrating to watch. So because I wasn't finding anything like that out there, I was like, fine, I'll create my own, and that's kind of how that got started.
All right. Okay. So then, what would you say? I mean, like, so why is it so for like an online marketer, like you were talking about network marketers, but for those in just the online marketing industry as affiliate marketers, how important is it to eventually create your own product?
I'm going to say it's crucial. At some point, you're going to want to take, because you're going to learn a lot of information. As a network marketer, you're devouring information right now, right? You're buying courses, you're buying training, and you're reading books, and you're just absorbing all this information. And at some point, you've got to get it out of you, right?
Hmm.
You've got to provide what you've learned from your perspective and turn it into a course. So it is a natural evolution. At some point, you're just like, I know too much, and I've got to figure out a way to turn this into a course so I'm not answering the same questions over and over again, and then I can reference people to something that has the answers they're looking for instead of them trying to hunt all over the internet trying to find those one piece here, one piece there. You're just going to have to put it all together in one place.
All right. Yeah, that's good. So did you have any tools or resources then that guided you towards actually building your product?
Actually, yeah, I did. The first references I had was actually reviewing a lot of blogs because that was my first product development. So I started reviewing a lot of blogs, and I started seeing a lot of the same mistakes that bloggers are making, right? And then they're pretty consistent. And even now, going back through blogs, that's the same issue 2 years ago is still the same issue today because we have so many new bloggers coming in. It's not that they don't know that, but we have so many people that are coming into this for the first time that just don't know this information. So I was like, okay, well, how do I create this course? Because I'm a chef. I really have no internet knowledge. I don't know how do you wrap this around, a payment piece at first off. Like, how do you put something together and then have somebody pay for it? That was my big question. So there
Right.
was a product called the Irresistible Marketing Blueprint by Mark Hoverson.
Hmm.
And actually, Hillary, you do have access to this training.
Yes, yes.
And and you may be able to still share this. This is a very exclusive training, by the way. I'll just tell you guys that right now. It's come out maybe once or twice over the past 5 years. I think it's only been revealed twice, so it really is a hard to get to. But this training is amazing. So I started paying attention to it. I actually went through, I knew the concept in my head, like I knew what I wanted to get done, and then I just started going through the systematic training, which actually just showed me step by step, you know, this is how you create your information. This is how you turn it into a PDF. This is how you turn it into a download, and this is how you attach it to PayPal. And I was like, that's so cool. You know, that's what I got out of that.
All right. Okay then. So that so it's not like as difficult as some people think, because like the first time I thought of a product creation, I was thinking I mirrored it to like publishing a book,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now they're self-publishing, but even before, when you were thinking of publishing a book, first you had to, go through this long process of writing it, getting it edited, and then going to publishers and finding out whether they'd want to publish your book or not. So for me, just the thought of publishing, creating a product was kind of daunting,
Mm.
right? It's so I'm hearing from you that it's not as hard as we make it out to be.
No, can I even tell you a little secret to you and your listeners that are here on your blog with you and that are going to get access to this?
Yeah.
Most of the time, products are created without actually being finished. So like the process of it is I'm going to introduce you to a product, maybe blogging, and I can create it, but it's going to be much more valuable to you, the person that buys it, if they can give some sort of input or feedback on how the course should be created, right? So sometimes you don't have to have all the working pieces. You can have the structure of it, you can have the foundation, maybe have a couple of intros, and then create some sort of a group. So either a community on Google Plus or maybe on Facebook, and as people are coming through this course, ask them what else they want to learn inside this course, and then allow them to help you build out the rest of it. So you may have 3/4 of it done, and maybe they have that little extra bit that you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I totally forgot about putting that in there. And then that allows your community to really feel like they're a part of something because they can give input on why this course has been created the way it is. It creates a lot more buy-in too with the community.
Yes, yes, I can see that then. Yep. Well, that's interesting. So then, what would you recommend to somebody who, they've been in the industry, maybe even somebody who's new, all right? But somebody who's new, they have a lot to learn. But somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's maybe been doing online marketing now for maybe 3 or 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
what recommendations would you give them in terms of creating a product? Because they may have quite a lot of content out there now. How are they going to go about, getting this product out there?
Honestly, the one thing I would tell you to do for me, because this kind of gave me an idea of creating capture pages and how to present the information to my prospects and the buyers, was actually going through the Elite Marketing Pro system and going through like watching their sales funnels that they would create and watching them build out capture pages and what was that. So watching more of the marketing process helped me. So for the newbie that's getting on, you really only need 3 things to get started. You need a website because you need some way to get this information to them, some way to download it or something like that. Elite Marketing Pro is fantastic for that because you can actually build all this on their site without having to pay any extra hosting or charging fees, which is nice. But you need a place to host the document to be downloaded. You need a capture page to capture their email address so you have a way to continue talking and following up with your person. And then you need a PayPal account, a way to accept the payment. And PayPal's real easy. I mean, literally, you can create a button, name it whatever you want, give it a price point. It gives you like a little, you can either get the URL link or what they call an embed code, which is some fancy word for something I still don't know about, but you put it on your blog and it pays you, so that's fine. I mean, really, I don't know half the terminology that I play with. I just stick it on there and it works, so I don't really worry about the back stuff on there.
All right.
But yeah, so it's like here's the capture page, your email address, here's the next page, and it says this is the product you're going to get if you want it. Click here, they buy it. I mean, PayPal sets it up. It's like, where do you want to take them after they buy it? You're like, well, to the download, and so there's like that steps. I mean, that literally, I've created more products that way, just like PDFs or downloads. I'm just like, here it is, and it's just basically here's the capture page, here's the sales page, here's the product. I mean, it's literally like just 3 simple pages. They connect and they pay you, and PayPal drops the money into your account. Yay, PayPal. you know, and you can actually build. I mean, that's the cool thing. Like I build this on my blog. I do. I've created capture pages and to sell products straight from my blog. Like you can do that, and you can even do that with Elite Marketing Pro. You can actually put a pay button on there, and you could
Wow,
be
I didn't
selling.
know that.
You can just sell straight from, and they've got a lot of the bits and pieces set up for you. So they've got the capture page builder, so you just plug in a couple of little words. You get the sales page, you have that little buy button, and then here's the download, and you can put that all on that site, and it's it costs the price of your membership, which is included, so it's really nothing. You can actually make money back by being an Elite Marketing Pro member just by putting something on your site and selling it.
Selling it. Wow, that's good. It's not as hard as I thought that, you know.
No, it really isn't. I mean, like you've gone through my blogging course,
Yeah.
which is a little bit more developed, but that's just more pages. So instead of just having one page, now I have a page for this, this, and this. I mean, it's just more pages within a product, as opposed to maybe just 3 simple pages. You know, capture, sales page, delivery of product.
Right.
And with a course that's maybe more involved or needs more information or more explanation, like a blogging course or a video course, I mean, those are definitely going to have a little bit more elements in connecting them. But the simplest way, I mean, honestly, what I just told you, you could create a product literally right now, Hillary. You could probably create a product on 3 steps on how to set up a hangout with somebody for $7. Create the capture page. Here's the offer, purchase it, and then just deliver them a PDF of the steps they need to do to set out a hangout to start making money and recoup their investment.
And that's actually, it's needed. That's the thing that we forget that anything that somebody needs to know is a product that you could create,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we do that all the time.
Yeah. Yes, we do, and we put out, like, all our content, our blogs, our videos, those are things that we're informing people and we're educating people, basically. I remember you in the blogging course, you speak about that bloggers are educators. So we could convert that into products.
Absolutely.
So I just want to ask, this may, I don't know, in terms of your, outside of the network marketing gap, what were some of the hurdles then that really you had to get over in setting up this product?
Belief that I knew enough to teach somebody else. Honestly, because we all, I was a really good chef. So let's just put it this way. I was a really good chef. I was kind of, I'll say, revered in my world, okay? I had a lot of respect for my peers, a lot of respect from my employees. When you tell people that you're a chef, it kind of gives this, oh, and you're just like, oh, yeah, and the ego gets, really, really big. Right? So when I stepped into the world of internet marketing, I felt like the very small fish in a very large pond of people already doing what I was doing. And how do you make your own place amongst what feels like a saturated market? And I started talking with different leaders, and I started just kind of doing some research, and I realized, heck, even talk to your own network marketing community and find out how much they know about what you know. And most of them have never done a blog. So then I realized that I was talking to thousands of people that still didn't know anything about what I was. But I was in such a tight world that I thought that everybody in that world must already know this. But they don't. So it's a little daunting because you feel like you don't have a voice. You're not sure who you're going to connect with. So I can understand that, but just go out and create it. Honestly, there's nothing out there that just create it. And if it's not getting enough people to it, then go to Elite Marketing Pro and learn how to market it, because there's going to be a couple extra steps in that process. But you have the knowledge right now to go out and create products. Thousands of them.
So I think my hurdle is exactly what you just spoke about there. Not feeling like, I have enough of that knowledge to actually put it out there. So a lot of it is belief.
your viewers, I mean, if you guys have never met Hillary before and you haven't talked to her, when I first met her, you know, I met Hillary like, what was it, 8 months ago now, somewhere in that
Yep.
realm,
Yep.
right? She was a complete newbie to everything online. I mean, you talk about somebody that, you know, the fascinating thing about Hillary, she just asked questions. She was always asking questions. She was always curious. And I think that curiosity got her to a point where she absorbed information a lot faster. And because of that process, and she was able to fire her boss in 6 months after jumping online for the very first time. 6 months, like, who does that, Hillary? You know, but she was able, and it's not necessarily that she was financially able to at that moment, it's because she had enough knowledge to be able to create the financial future that she knows is possible. And that's the belief system. So in reality, Hillary, you already have the belief that you can do this because you've proven it.
Mm-hmm.
And you've mastered it, or you wouldn't be where you are today doing these hangouts, creating your blog posts, engaging with other leaders, and really getting recognized by some amazing leaders in this community for what you've been able to do. So embrace that ability, even as a newbie, that you do know something, because we all know something. I mean, I could sit here and probably write a cooking course about how to, you know, cook something. Whether I want to do it or not, it's a whole different story, right?
Exactly, yes, yes.
You know, how to correctly change a baby's diaper. I know you're like a new mom, you know. How do you baby-proof your house? I mean, there's so many things that you do on a day-to-day basis that, you know, for somebody that's getting brand new or scared or timid themselves, having somebody guide them in that process is important. And here's my other tidbit. For a newbie coming on, if you learned one thing during this hangout, maybe you just learned that you do have enough knowledge, go find somebody that doesn't know this and teach them. Because every newbie coming in just needs somebody. I mean, you're literally just baby steps above people, and that's who you're trying to bring up with you. And every single day there's that new group that starts down here that's coming back up again. So every day we can have a new leader coming into this industry every single day that just knows a little bit more. And I kid you not, if people just believe that, we would have more millionaires and billionaires in this industry, in the internet marketing industry, and we would have a stronger economy in the United States and in the world than anywhere else if people just believe that they could help somebody else achieve success.
Thank you. I feel I needed that today.
We all need it every now and then.
Every now and then, yes. All right. Well, let's see. Let me see. Just going over my quick list here quickly. Sorry. All right, yes, we talked. And you did speak about the help that you got, which was in that course. And for those who are looking to start developing or getting the information that they need to develop their own product, as Katrina said, Elite Marketing Pro, at the VIP level, you have it at the VIP level, you have access to that product, Katrina?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's the only place you can get it.
To get it,
right
yes.
now. If you want access to the Irresistible Marketing Blueprint, we talk about creating caffeine products and everything in there. You have to be, the only place you can get access to it is at the VIP level of Elite Marketing Pro. In which, if you're joining in with Hillary, you're with a great leader, so you're in the best of hands with her, and she'll guide you to where that is. But I promise you this, you will make back your membership of Elite Marketing Pro by just applying that course. And you probably make it back in less than 30 days. Just by following the step-by-step process in that course.
So as soon as we're done with this hangout, I'm going to reopen that product. So Katrina, I just want to thank you. I think we've covered, you know, we thought we would need more than 30 minutes, but I think we did quite a bit here. Is there anything else you want to add about product creation and for our viewers out there?
Yeah, I think just to touch upon it real quick to your last question, when you create a product, I had to diagram things out. I'm the person that's got to actually write it out. So grab a blank piece of paper, and I've got like notes all over myself, but grab a piece of paper and be like, okay, I want to talk about X, Y, and Z. So what would step one that I would teach be? And this is exactly the process that I went through with my blogging course. Like I said, okay, what is it the first step that people have got to take if they're going to want to learn to blog? Well, the first thing they're going to have to do is get a domain name. But there's some psychology about choosing a domain name. So that was an important first step. Once they get the domain, how do they get it to a host? Okay, so I actually got to show you how to get a hosting site, and then how do you get the hosting site? Now what? And then it was like always the now what step. So it was like actually going back in my head. I actually started a brand new blog over again so I could create the course.
Oh.
Because I wanted to make sure that when I did the training, it was authentic as I was going through it. It wasn't me saying this is what you do, but actually showing you through the process. So I actually forced myself to go back to the newbie standpoint and be as simple, keep it simple, as possible, and not really confuse people with what it is, which is, again, another reason why I would start breaking down the components of a blog as opposed to trying to teach you everything that's on your back office, because that would have just been a 2-hour section where you would have gotten lost halfway through it.
Right.
So
how important is, I know you were talking about showing. That's probably the most effective way when you're creating a product, wouldn't you say?
It is. If you're creating a product that has to be shown, because I know a lot of us hear and read stuff, but think of the classroom that you're in. Like, you can be handed a textbook, which is fantastic, but you still require your teacher to write it on the board. Like, think about the process of how we learn. So video helps with that, and there's actually a couple things you can do. There is a free thing called Jing, which is a screen capture, so you can capture your page, but you have 5 minutes. So either you have to talk very fast, which is actually what I was using in the very beginning when I first created this course, and that really kept me under time constraints. You can use that. It's free, does a quick recording of your video for you. Camtasia is another system. Now, this is a little bit more expensive. I would say this is actually the higher end version of screen capturing and recording what's on your computer screen. So I think it's around $300 or so. So it is definitely a higher end product to get a hand of. But once you have it, you're gonna. I mean, you can do anything with it. It's ridiculous. If you have a Mac, I know there's something called iFlow, so you can record your screen also through iFlow. And I believe on the PC there is Windows 8 has a new thing. It's like a Snagit or Snap or Snatch or something like that capture, where you can actually capture your screen. I'm not sure if it does video for itself. I was just playing with it the other day. But there are some free built-ins for Windows that will allow you to do video and kind of capture what's on your screen also. So you have a variety of free things that are at your disposal, so you don't have to pay a lot of money to do it. And I actually kind of like the grittiness of creating something that doesn't look quite so professional, because it makes you seem a little more real.
Right. Yes.
I think the higher caliber you get on your product creation, it just makes you untouchable.
Yeah.
And I like to stay in the trenches, so I like the grittiness of doing it a more organic way.
Yeah. And it makes it's real. It's real, so that people feel like, okay, then you know a little more about this topic, but you're a human being that I could sit down in a room with and let's have a chat. Yeah.
Right. I'm not like way up here. I'm like I'm like just like
Yeah.
up here, man. Like it's super gritty. So yeah, absolutely. And the last thing I'm going to say, the last piece, if you are doing video imagery, make sure the images are clear, and also make sure your audio is clear, because if they can't understand you as you're going through the visual, you're going to lose a lot of your clients through that process. So doing video courses, absolute audio is a big piece of it, and then just making sure that they can see what you want them to see within this.
All right. Those are some good tips. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
So everyone, that we've been here talking about product creation, and Katrina has been giving us some awesome tips. For those who are interested in starting to create your own product, you can join us in with Elite Marketing Pro at the VIP level, and you will have access to those courses that will teach you step by step, literally, how to create your own course, like Katrina did with her blogging ingredients. All right. Thanks again. This has been Hillary, Marketing Mom, and the Chef Katrina. Have a great day, everyone. You're welcome. Bye now.